Okay, so now what you have is r square, r square sine theta d theta d phi. This is for the spherical shell or just the surface of the sphere. Now, if I were to consider an integration along r, then I have to make a thin spherical shell of thickness dr. So then I took dr, and my integration limits would be, so whatever that psi star psi is, sine r square sine theta d phi dr, theta, okay, theta going from 0 to pi, phi going from 0 to 2 pi, right? Phi can vary from 0 to 2 pi, theta can vary from 0 to pi, and this going from 0 to plus infinity in the case of the spherical polar coordinates. Okay, then we worry about the hydrogen atom, so that we start varying R now. Again, I will not be solving the hydrogen atom, just showing the solutions. Now, experimentally what is known is that the frequency of radiation that is absorbed or emitted from hydrogen atom, or this is the wave number actually, right, 1 by frequency, is equal to RH times 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. I have written a plus sign in the notes, change it please, where this Rydberg's constant is 109,677 centimeter inverse. Now this is known, right, and this entire spectrum can be explained by the Bohr model. So some of the things that exist in the Bohr model, maybe I could write those too, that the energy which is dependent on n, so is written as z square. Now z is the charge on the nucleus. Okay, so this equation is valid for all those species that have just a single electron. Okay, so for example helium plus or lithium 2 plus, they would fall into all these things called hydrogen like atoms. Well, they are not atoms, ions, but okay. Z square m mass of electron e to the power 4 by 32 pi square epsilon naught square h cross square n square. No need to remember the expression. Again, rho is given by something called 2zr by n a naught, where a naught is the Bohr radius. Now a naught is being defined only for z equals 1. 4 pi epsilon naught h cross square by me e square for the, so for hydrogen atom only, not for hydrogen like atoms over here. Otherwise there should be a multiplication by z e square is equal to 52.9 picometers. Okay, so these things are known, but the aim of developing quantum mechanics was to explain the hydrogen atom spectrum. Okay, so how does quantum mechanics deal with it? Again, if you wish to find the energies, all you need to do is to set up the Hamiltonian. Yes? Rho is in a sense it's r, the radius, the distance from the center, but it's being normalized by some more things. Okay, it's a useful quantity. We'll use it later. R is the radius, so the position of the electron from the origin. It's essentially normalized by a naught. Okay, if I think for 1s orbital, then n is equal to 1, and the z, that is the charge on hydrogen, is 1. So all it is giving you is 2r by a naught. Okay, so R is equal to A naught by 2. That particular number seems to be important, and that's why you do it. You'll see the form of the equations and you'll understand that. Okay, but it's essentially, it represents radius, nothing more. Now, so quantum mechanically I have to worry about the Hamiltonian, and which is composed of the kinetic energy of the electron, kinetic energy of the nucleus, right, and the potential energy between the electron and the nucleus. I can ignore the kinetic energy of the nucleus because it's very heavy. Even hydrogen atom has a proton which is 1480 times heavier, right? So I can just ignore that. So all I need to write for my Hamiltonian would be minus h cross square by 2 mass of electron. In the notes I have written mu, the reduced mass, but it will be a very small correction. You can, I mean, 1 in 1000, the correction would be like that, 0.1%, right? Nabla E square, which tells me about the kinetic energy of the electron, plus the potential, which is a negative potential because there is an attraction between the electron and the nucleus, which is a positive one. Nucleus has a positive charge, right? Minus ZE square by that's straightforward Coulombic attraction, right? So Hamiltonian of psi is equal to E of psi. Seems very simple, but the Nabla, as you've seen last time, happens to be this huge complicated equation, right? For sure, we are not going to even attempt to solve it. But what I'll tell you is that the entire solution that will come out would be psi in terms of r, theta and phi. And since the potential depends only on radius, only on the distance, it does not depend on theta and phi, which means I do not have any term that connects r and theta phi. So I can do a separation of variables and write this function as a function capital R of radius times y theta of phi, theta and phi, y of theta and phi, right? And you've seen that whenever you do this kind of a separation, the separation constant happens to be the one that contains your quantum numbers, right? For example, you do for a 3D particle in a 3D box. The separation constant comes out to be Ex. Even if when you did it for x and t, the separation constant came out to be k square. All of them are somehow associated with your quantum numbers, right? So I'm not attempting the separation right now, but it's not even tough actually. You could do it in 3 steps, I think, if I. Anyway, so the separation constant, one of them is going to be y, the other is going to be r, and some of the quantum numbers over there we've already seen. So the separation constant that comes out happens to be L into L plus 1, which we have seen. In fact, what we have seen already is that the Legendrian times y gives me minus of L into L plus 1 times y. This is something we've seen. I wrote it in terms of energy. Okay. Yes? Yeah. And the other term, so the Legendrian is the one that is responsible for r theta phi. Theta and phi. The rest of the term is responsible for r. The rest of the term, what it gives me would be minus h cross square by 2 me d square. I'll define this, u by d r square plus v effective of u is equal to E of u, where u is defined as small r times capital R. You could actually expand this and see that you get back the same equation that we studied last time. The other part of the Legendrian, you will get that. And V effective would essentially be the potential plus whatever the separation term was. The separation term was L into L plus 1, right? And multiplied by the appropriate factors, it comes out to be minus ZE square by 4 pi epsilon naught R plus L into L plus 1. Now L into L plus 1 is in terms of angular momentum. So I have to get it in terms of energy, h cross square by 2 me r square.